What's going on, guys? Today we are looking at Prime Moment Del Piero, and he's coming up next. So in today's video we are looking at Prime Moment Del Piero. Looking at the SBC just quickly straight off the bat, it's going to cost you around about 1.4 to 1.45 on the Xbox and PlayStation. Personally, actually, really decent for this. He's one of the better Prime Moments when it comes to the upfront players. Saying that a lot of them are not, they're all pretty incredible. But the price tag was actually really good for the sort of level that you're getting back anyway. Looking at how much packs you're going to get back, it's around about 480 to 490, I think, when it comes to the packs. There is pretty much a few informs you have to put in. You obviously have to give an icon as well. I'm just checking. You need to do one inform on the 88, 2 informs on the 87, and then I'm pretty sure it's 2 informs for every other segment of this, bar from obviously the icon, the silver, and the bronze teams. So relatively straightforward with this. We're kind of seeing the same sort of theme when it comes to these icons. Really, I'm kind of waiting to see what the 95, the Maradonas basically, the Thierry Henry, the Hullet, all of them. I'm waiting to see the first big one to see what sort of price. Personally, I can see it being anywhere from about 3 to 5 mil. Realistically, I think Ronaldinho's Prime Moment's going for around about 9 to 10 mil, I'm pretty sure I saw. So it'll be interesting to see what they're like. Realistically, I can only see either 2 options, because otherwise they're going to have a stupid amount of segments in it, or they offer up more icons, or potentially one that I'm really hoping they don't is a Prime Moment itself. So we'll see how that goes anyway. But first off, we're going to do this Del Piero. So 1.4 mil for the SBC, 1.7 on the Xbox, 1.9 on the PlayStation do buy him tradable. So realistically, if you've got the cash to do that, that's not too bad. But obviously, a lot of the time to do these SBCs, more than likely you've got the players already in your club. So it depends on how you want to see it. If you want the tradable, personally, I would hold off on any Prime Moments at the moment, just because I reckon the big ones are going to be something interesting, and you want to make sure that you are pretty ready for them. So going into the basic information on Del Piero, he is a 5-star weak foot with a 4-star skill moves. He is right-footed, 5'9" with a high attacking work rate and a medium defensive work rate. So overall, pretty happy with that. 5-star weak foot is fantastic. Obviously, he is a left wing, so it's nice to have him as a left-footed as well when it comes to being the 5-star. So that's really good. Personally, I don't like wingers. Like I said, he actually played really well as a winger for some reason. I don't know if it's the patch. I haven't really tried changing anyone like that. So really happy with him on the wing. I also tried him as a cam and a striker as well. Went a kind of bit of versatile with this card, as the stats are fantastic, as you can imagine. So that is a nice little segment into the stats. He's got 86 pace, 96 shooting, 93 dribbling, 90 passing, and 70 physical. So realistically, if I was looking at a chem style, shooting really is irrelevant. It's pretty up there with some of the best shooting you've got. Passing, again, well, passing and dribbling, again, are really high up. Obviously, dribbling is a little bit higher. The passing necessarily could have some work done onto it. So, realistically, the only chem style that I think would be worth this card is the Catalyst. Obviously, you can use a couple of others to boost that shooting up, boost the pace, passing, dribbling, all that. So it depends what you want. Personally, Catalyst for me is the kind of better option. It gives you everything that you want, and especially if you're going for the winger card rather than the striker version of him, I would recommend it. Pretty much boosts the pace up to 96, and then the passing goes up to 95, and he has 499 stats when it comes to the passing once you have that Catalyst. So we're going to stick that off, and we're going to go what is his overall stats as the basic. So obviously I said 86 pace, which has 86 sprint speed, 87 acceleration. Fair enough, decent enough. He has 90 passing, which gives you 95 dribbling, 90 crossing, 91 free kick accuracy and short passing, 81 long pass and 94 curve. He also has 85 stamina, which for a winger that more than likely stays up front, because I don't get why you'd buy this card and want him to defend. Realistically, he is just an upfront player for me. 93 dribbling, which gives you 96 composure and ball control, 95 dribbling, 91 reactions, 87 agility, and then a really low balance at 69, which is a bit of a letdown, but I still think it works around this. Didn't see too much problem with the dribbling on him. He's really quick, really fast with the dribble. 5'9" as well, quite low to the ground, so he's managing to turn quite quickly, which I really like in dribblers especially. Some dribblers, even though they have high dribbling, it seems like they take ages to turn, and this card was a lot better than that. So that is a good thing as well. The dribbling was a really nice point for this card. The shooting is probably the most fantastic stat of this card. 97 positioning, 99 finishing, 89 shot power, 93 long shots, 90 volleys. So realistically, this card is telling me he is an out and out goal scorer. Literally, his finishing couldn't be any higher. So that is why personally with them stats, I don't need to touch the shooting. Realistically, if he was going to put, say, a finisher on him, gets his shooting up to 99, which never a bad thing, but I still think it's a waste. The Hunter Chem style gets it up to 98, so again, realistically, not really worth it in my opinion. The shooting, stay away from because it's already fantastic. Like I said, personally for me, passing is probably the main aspect that he needs to improve on. In the aspect of he could be better in it. Not saying that he's not very good at passing, because the stats do not lie on this card. I think he's a fan favourite of a lot of people, and I have been seeing him a hell of a lot in drafts since they came out. He seems to be the one in the left wing, and then I think George Best is more than likely the most kind of draft picked player in the right wing. So a lot of people have played with this card. Personally for me, draft doesn't really do justice into foot champs and stuff like that. I find draft a little bit different in the gameplay. I don't know if everyone else has that opinion, but I seem to struggle more on draft than I do in foot champs, which is very interesting to see. I don't know if it's because obviously the team's set up completely different to how I would, or stuff like that. It may be just me. I can't play drafts very well anyway. So that is obviously why people are kind of really looking forward to this card. Everyone's played with him, it seems. If you've played a draft or played at least 5 drafts, more than likely you've seen this card. Overall rating for this card, again, 10 out of 10. It's got to be. Prime moment is fantastic. Is he worth the coins? It depends. It all depends on where you're going to play him for me. As a winger, I don't need him crossing the ball into someone unless I've got the coins to really spare. Say if I've got 1 million spare coins and then I've got Thierry Henry, Ronaldo up front, that is when this card can be a winger for me. Personally, if you're pumping all your coins into this one card, I want him to be the goal scoring machine, which he can be. He is a goal scoring machine. He's just phenomenal in that aspect. He's really good at getting past defenders. Obviously, the pace when it comes to the catalyst is even better. He does still seem fast even without him. I normally try and use these cards on a basic and then try with a chem style. See if they notice the difference too much. I did notice obviously his pace does go up with the catalyst, but realistically, he was already really good. In front of goal, very nice. He always gets them opportunities. I think that has something to do with his positioning. He's really good at kind of making space for himself away from the defenders, especially when it comes to them through balls, which absolutely kill defenses when you split them straight down the middle. Really good at that, and getting onto the end of ball is fantastic. The only thing I think that counters this card is if the opponent knows exactly when to bring the keeper out. I think that is the ultimate saver in FIFA. Unless the pass is inch perfect, the keeper normally can get it, which is very frustrating, but obviously it's a good factor that you can't just keep putting balls through and the defender can't catch the players like this. So that is the only real downside, is the fact keepers in this game are actually decent when it comes to being controlled by the player rather than the AI. So that is something to always take into consideration. Personally, I like bringing it to the wing. and then pulling him in is really good, because obviously a lot of keepers don't really go out towards the wing. They go straight down the middle, and that is normally where they get it. If you push it to the left of the box or the right of the box, obviously the 5-star weak foot was really nice. Both feet he can hit the ball with, which was fantastic. Defensive duties, obviously, that is why I don't have him like that, and it's why he's not a left mid. He doesn't have any defensive duties at all. So leave him up front personally. Get him as a left forward if you want, or change in game, whack him as either a striker or cam. He can do pretty much both. The cam position is a little bit different, because obviously he doesn't really win too many balls, because obviously he's not meant to, in my opinion anyway. So you will act as more of free strikers rather than a cam that's going to win the ball back. And he's a little bit small for the cam for me. I quite like a tall cam that can win headers. Say if the keeper's throwing it out and he's throwing it stupidly and the cam's there. Obviously this card will manage to get, say, 5 or 6 out of the 10. But if you've got that bigger cam who's willing to get that header, if you've got Ibra there, that's personally my favourite cam. He's going to win the ball a lot more than Del Piero. So personally for me, left forward, left wing striker is this card's position. He's fantastic at all of them. Definitely go try him out, I'd say. At least try the loan card out. It's an 83 rated squad, which will cost you around about 11k in the market now. Pretty much a K a player. But I can imagine a lot of you have already got some 83s stored up in the club, waiting to be either sold when it's a higher price, or whack him into this. Give him the 10 games, or even give him, say, a couple of games, get to know how he plays, and then whack him in your FUT Champs team, and obviously try and get a higher victory than you would normally with, obviously, the help of these prime icons. So that is my opinion of him. He is solid. Again, prime moments have exceeded expectations for me. They may not be the obtainable cards in the game, but the loan cards especially, and obviously the grinding to get this SBCs done, is always worth it. And I think once you get to the end of the game, if you've managed to get at least, say, 2 or 3 of these prime moments, they're going to increase your team by tenfold at least. So definitely try them out, grind for these SBCs. Like I said, just keep putting cards in there. Every week you get rewards if you play FUT Champs or Division Rivals or Squad Battles. Start grinding away. Obviously team of the season isn't too far away now, so make sure you obviously got a little bit of stash saved up as well. Realistically, FIFA's bringing out so much content recently. I'd always be wary that they obviously will bring more and more out, so you want to make sure that you're ready for all of it if you're the sort of person that likes to try and play with as many variety cards as possible, like I do. Make sure you've got that. Let me know down below what you think of this video. Give me a thumbs up if you have any criticism, any sort of advice that you'd like to give me to make these better. Obviously, he was an 87 baby, 90 mid, and a 92 prime, so go check them out. Let me know what you think of Del Piero. Is he one of your favourite prime moments, or have you got someone waiting in mind for you? And not a lot of people like the Socrates. Again, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Probably the best prime moment I've used as of now, but we've still got plenty more to come. So let me know down below. Make sure you subscribe for more content. We're absolutely banging it at the minute, so make sure you come back for more every single day. I'll be trying to do as many as I can. So love you all, and I'll peace.